We will take up the theory of separation of powers. We were doing the chapter organs of the government, and this is the second video on the chapter. Today we will learn about the theory of separation of powers. In the last video, I have told you that there are actually two groups of opinion among the political scholars that the three important organs of the government, that is the executive, legislature and the judiciary, they should remain independent of one another. There should not be any cooperation between them. And there is another group of scholars who believe that no, it is not possible for the three organs to be separated. They should work together. Now, the group that thinks that these three organs should remain separated, they believe in the theory of separation of powers. Now, what is the separation of powers? The theory of separation of powers is based on the points that the three organs should remain separated from one another. That is, the first condition is that the three organs should work independent of one another. They should not interfere in the work of the other. Third, the people working from one government, for one organ of the government, should not work for the other. If this is followed, then the three organs can work independently. And why do they think? Why this theory came up? Because the scholars believe that if power or if the work of the three organs are concentrated in one hand, if one person or one group of body is performing the functions of making of laws, execution of laws and providing justice, then there will definitely be an encroachment of the rights and liberties of the people. That is, the people would be deprived of their freedom. The liberty that individual liberty would be hampered. And so they believed that these three organs must be separated from one another. That is their opinion, because we have seen that if one person is exercising all the powers, then what happens? That the individual liberty is at stake. That is, people are not given that freedom, the liberty that they desire for the purpose for which they are living within the state, and the welfare of the people is also not achieved. So, those who believe in the theory of separations of powers, they believe that three organs first needs to be separated. Second, they should be independent of one another. They should perform their work separately, and the persons who are working for one department, they should not work for the other department or the other organ of the government. Now let us just go into the details of this theory of separation of power. First is the executive, the legislature and the judiciary. They should be separated from one another. They should work as separate departments of the government. They should be independent of one another. That is, one organ is not going to influence or not going to interfere in the work of the other. If the legislature is making the laws, then the legislature will do that work only. It will not interfere in the execution of the laws, because that is, the execution of the laws is again the responsibility of the executive. So the judiciary should, the legislature should not interfere, and the judiciary should only be content or only be doing the work of providing justice to the people when the laws are not being followed. That is, it should not interfere in the making of the laws or in the execution of the laws. So the three organs should be separated from one another. They should be independent, that is, they should be allowed to work independently. One should not influence or interfere the other organ. And the people who are working for one organ, they will not work for the other organ of the government, because in that case there may be also a probability of influencing or interfering in the work of the other organ. So these are mainly, we can say, the three main points of the theory of separation of powers. So if the legislature is making the laws, then it will only make the laws. If the executive will only execute the laws, run the government according to the laws, and the judiciary will provide justice. The three organs is not going to interfere in the work of the other. That is, the executive is not going to say to the legislature what kind of laws are being needed or what are the laws that it should make, or the judiciary should not interfere, that is how the laws are going to be made. So if these three organs remain separated from one another, then according to those people who believe that theory of separation of powers is very important, according to them, then individual liberty is safeguarded. That is, in the state, the people who are living within the state, they are enjoying the liberty, they are enjoying their freedom, and they are living a good life. So that is the purpose, or that is the main focus of the theory of separation of powers. Now, this theory of separation of powers was given by the famous scholar Montesquieu in his book. That is, Montesquieu first gave this theory of separation of powers, and we find this theory of separation of powers in the book The Spirit of Laws. In this book, Montesquieu is talking about the separation of the three organs of the government, because he believed if these three organs are separated, are independent of one another, they are not encroaching into the work of the other government, then individual liberty is safeguarded, which is of absolute necessity. That is, the people are allowed to have their freedom. With this belief, he has given this theory of separation of powers. We find the theory of separation of powers in the book The Spirit of Laws. Now, in the modern states, we find that the three organs of the government cannot remain separated. So we find that another group of scholars are there who believe that separation of powers is not possible, or this theory of separation of powers is not devoid of criticism, that there are some shortcomings within the theory. And they have given their arguments, or they have criticized the theory, that why this particular theory is not possible to apply, or this theory is not going to safeguard the liberty of the people living in the state. But Montesquieu and there are some other scholars who believe that theory of separation of powers is required. It is of utmost necessity for the establishment of individual liberty of the people within the state, and so they are propagating, or they were propagating, the theory of separation of powers. We find in USA the application of the theory of separation of powers, but they have not taken, or they have not been able to follow a strict they have not been able to strictly follow the theory of separation of powers. But we know that this theory is also not devoid of shortcomings. There are some shortcomings, and it has been criticized on various grounds. Now, if we look at the activities of the modern states, we find that the modern states have to perform a lot of functions, and according to the scholars, for performing this various increasing number of welfare activities, or the increasing number of functions, it is not really possible to maintain this the proposals or the recommendations given by the theory. That is, the three organs of the government should remain independent of one another. They should not interfere in the work of the other. The people who are working for one government, they will also not work for the other government. This is not possible, and they have criticized, and they have given several arguments in support of their opinion. For now, for today, we will just learn the theory of separation of powers. In our next video, we will take up the criticisms against this theory. But before ending that, we will just quickly go through what are the main points of the theory. We find the theory of separation of powers in the book The Spirit of Laws by Montesquieu. He has given the theory of separation of powers, which is saying that the three organs of the government, that is the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary, they should be independent of one another. They should be separated. They should not interfere or influence the other organ. And if this strict separation of powers, if the organs are separated, then their individual liberty would be safeguarded. So for today, we keep up to this much. In our next video, we will take up the criticisms against the theory of separation of powers. Thank you.